Hey guys, it's Kim.
And Shay.
And today we're going to be discussing Billion Season 2 season finale.
Yes.
And
it was a good one.
Finally, we were just talking about how the fact that, season 1
was so much better.
Was like a little bit more...
I'm sorry.
Not dark.
I thought season 1 was like leaps and bounds better than season 2, but it's because it's not that the writing is not as good.
Well,
it's just that season 1 had a little more, it was more of a comedic feel.
Yeah.
There were a lot more funny
parts.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of funny parts. It's more serious matters in this season.
Yeah.
And a lot of stuff has gone on. And I mean, we're finally got to this cliffhanger, if you will. Because now we're left with all this information that we find out in this 1 hour.
Season 2 was good. It just wasn't as good as season 1. But this finale,
oh my God. Finally.
This was as good as the season 1 finale.
Yeah, but it's like...
Season 1 finale was good when they met up and he had tore up his whole building.
Oh, yeah.
And all the wires and stuff was hanging
around.
Like, yeah, maybe it's still wired. And they were arguing there.
Yeah.
This was just as good as the first season finale.
I agree. But I kind of like the...
But overall, as a season 1 was way better.
Yeah.
But season 2 was really good, though. That's not to say, like, season 2 wasn't good.
No, it was. It was good. It's just, it took several episodes at the end to get to that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To me, that's what it looked like. But
because a couple of the episodes felt like fillers to me.
They were fillers.
Like, I didn't think that poker episode needed to be an entire episode like that.
No, it didn't need to
But that's neither here nor there.
But anyway, so we start off this episode with Lawrence Boyd knocking on Axel's door while he's in the middle of meditating.
I love the fact that he's meditating. Can we show more meditation in shows? I love to meditate.
But he
I meditated earlier today.
He was clearing his mind, and then knock, here's Lawrence Boyd coming to warn Axe.
Like, hey, I'm doing you a favor like you did me a favor.
Right, I'm here.
It's not really a favor though, because I set you up.
Right, I'm here to warn you that you're about to be arrested today.
Yep.
So this whole episode, Axe is trying to figure out the why and when. That's what I was getting from. Like, why is he being arrested and when? Because, after Boyd comes over there, he meets with Lara and tells her, hey, I'm about to be arrested.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Boyd has something to do with it, and I need to find out why.
Yeah.
And then when am I going to be arrested?
It would pique anybody's interest that the person who just got sentenced to all this time is standing on my front door.
Is now out
and then
of jail.
He was like, I'll be a friend of you and hold your watch.
Yeah, he said that. He threw him some shade.
That was shade.
Oh my God.
The shade.
Yeah,
that was some palm tree shade.
So now Lara's left with this, like, okay, so what do I do? Or she said we know what to do with this, right?
No, she said I'm not running with the kids.
Yeah, she did say that. And
then he was like, well, I wasn't talking about running.
Yeah.
We standing and fighting this.
Right. He basically, you know how Axe is. I mean, this ain't his first rodeo.
But they had a contingency plan because earlier in the season when he thought he was going to be arrested, remember she was packing up all the money and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Or was that last season?
I think that was last season because she had all them suitcases in the vault. Is that what they call
it?
The vault?
Safe.
Yeah, the safe. Well, it was a big old safe.
That was like a bank vault.
Yeah.
But she was like, we're not running. It's not fair to the kids. Well, she is completely correct.
That.
She is right about that. That's not really fair to kids to be on the lam and all that stuff.
Right.
So he was like, we're not running. I'm going to figure out what's going on. And you could tell that they're both like trying to figure out where do they go from here.
Right.
She's figuring out what do I do for myself, my kids, my family.
While you might be figuring out what's going to happen to my business and my livelihood and everything else. So that brings him to go into his, into his company and bringing it to Wag's attention, asking,
right-hand man. Oh, and he called Hall and Hall's phone was off.
Yeah.
That's when he knew.
Remember I said it's one that got his back. The other one, I don't know what happened.
See, but Hall got his back until it can incriminate Hall.
Yeah.
Hall, this is the thing. When you deal with people who are like in the underground like that, you take that risk.
Yeah.
You understand that they got a lot on the line too. So for Hall's phone to be off, that means he knows this
something.
is true.
Yeah, he knows something and there's nothing he can do.
And I think he told his lawyer Yeah. And he had tried to contact Hall.
And he said Hall is a ghost or something. And he had
contacted the lawyer to say, hey, you know, I've heard this information that I'm going to be arrested.
Figure it out how, when is it going to be?
And tell him I want to,
not plea deal, but
he said he wanted to turn himself in, but he didn't want to do a perp walk.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to be out the same day or something like that. And he was putting Ornbach on that. And then he went to see Wags.
Yeah.
And talked to Wags about it.
Yeah.
And the Wags' first thing was like, you need to pick a CIO.
Right. And Wags definitely, with his loyalty to Axe, wants this, you know, he wants that position.
Yeah.
And he even met with Wendy about that. Like, how can I prepare myself for this position?
And she told him she thinks he's ready.
Yeah. And she's like, I'll be there to support you. I'll be there to help you and everything like that. You know? But, you know.
And then when he's in the office, he also tells Deb, who is his assistant, that's Mafie's girlfriend, the black girl.
Yeah.
And to go get that stuff and start burning all of that stuff.
And Wags even ordered everybody to get, like, files together.
Start shredding stuff.
Yep. And all of that. And then Axe calls Taylor in to find out information about. Now, what was he trying to do?
I think he was saying, like, if we move some money, can we?
It was a lot of. It was
a way to save the money before it becomes public information, because once it becomes public information, it affects your stock.
Yes.
People will start pulling their money from your stock, from whatever your stock is, because they're afraid they're going to lose their money because of this. So whatever he was asking her to do was something about moving some things around so that once it becomes public, you know, information, they won't lose a ton of money behind it. Because I think Wax said you'll lose something like 5% or something like that.
Yeah, and that's a big amount.
Yeah, if you're talking billions, 5% of what, 10 billion? You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
Then he got to figure out what could be done about his company while he might, you know, he doesn't know how long he'll be locked up.
And then at first he said he didn't even want a CIO.
Yeah.
And so that was all of that. He was just trying to figure out what was going on. And then he leaves to go take care of some more business, and that's when Wax is like trying to figure out, can I do this? He was kind of nervous about it.
Yeah.
And he was talking to
Wendy
about it and all that stuff. It was a lot going on in this episode.
It really was. And you know what? To bring this up, it just is a shame that they pushed all this in one episode. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but I think it made it the best episode.
It really did.
It's the best episode of the season.
It did.
But the season finale should be.
But you know what? You know, the funny thing was that now that Boyd is out of jail, somehow Lonnie gets a hold of that news and comes to Kate like, did you know Boyd was out of jail?
Oh, right.
And she didn't know she thought it was a joke, but then she's like, wait a minute, let's go talk to Connerty. And Connerty was on the phone with Bach at that time talking about Bach was trying to get information from Connerty to ask him what's going on with Axe, and Connerty was like, I don't know
what you're talking about.
And so
and then they like Kate like, so you got questions, we have questions,
so we need to go see Rhoades. Well, Rhoades ain't in office today because he's actually meeting with his father and Ira, who's his lawyer, to tell them what really went down.
So now this is the part that was just like, boom, had my jaw on the floor.
Yeah.
This whole episode was the whole situation that went down. So Rhoades tells his father and Ira, what's his name? Shermer? Is it Shermer? I don't know his last name.
I just know Ira.
Okay, so Ira, who was Rhoades' attorney when they was doing the deposition, all that stuff, but he's like a really good friend.
Yeah.
And Ira, it was his Ice Juice was his company that was going public.
Yeah.
He needed the investment, he needed the money, and this was for him to retire.
Yes.
He had walked away from his law firm.
Yeah.
I think he said he sold his stake in the law firm to his partners or something like that. He said that a couple episodes ago. So this was like a big deal to him. And then Rhoades' father had put, I think, all of his money
into
the
trust fund, remember?
And
the trust fund,
but also his
own,
Chuck Sr.'s own money. He had put into it. And then Rhoades braced it to him like, yeah, I got him. This is how I got them.
Yeah.
That when those people got sick, they really didn't get sick. And so they like, well, were they acting? Well, what happened? And then he's like, well, basically I baited X.
Yeah, he did.
In so many words.
And Ira was a little pissed because he's like,
he was a lot pissed.
You used my company
you sunk my company, because you know what? Even when it comes out that people were poisoned by somebody,
it still makes that company
think
look
about
bad.
it. Think about it. If you seen all of that on the news, would you still buy the drink if the name was cleared of the company?
Exactly. No.
No, you wouldn't. So the thing about it is, you sank my company to get back at somebody.
Yeah.
And that's something I can never. My company will never be able to come back from, because who is not? If his company was already like $1 billion company, like Coca-Cola or something like that, maybe he could, or Pepsi, whatever, he could bounce back from it.
Right.
After a while. But if you're just building your name and just building your brand, you can't bounce back from that. He was pissed.
Yes, he was.
And he had every right to be.
Oh, I would have been too. You sabotaging my company.
What you did was
for a personal matter.
Yep. And he said something like, Chuck Rhoades said something like, I knew that he wouldn't be thinking rationally. He knew that Axe would do the
showed his card, remember?
Right.
So he knew after
that party at what's his name house?
Yeah, Foley's house.
At Foley's house, when he walked in screaming and talking about his father and all that stuff, and he had showed his hand.
He showed it.
But when Chuck Rhoades said something like, Chuck Rhoades Jr. said something to his father and to Ira, like, what did he say? Oh, I knew he wasn't going to behave rationally. He wasn't thinking rationally. And Ira said, you weren't either, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was heated.
It was a heated moment.
The father, he didn't say that much, but you could tell he was angry too.
He was upset too. And then he was like, we can't sue them. Remember, he said something about...
because that would show that you were involved.
Mm-hmm. So it was like,
Chuck, you screwed me.
Yeah.
You screwed your father. And you screwed your own trust fund. Your own trust fund.
Mm-hmm.
That could also affect your children. To get back at one person. What type of revenge? Like, you gotta be a spiteful, vengeful.
Well, he is.
Chuck Rhoades Jr. showed his true colors on this one. You screwed over your best friend, your father, your kids, yourself, possibly your career.
Yeah.
For one person.
Yeah. And
that's a hell of a vendetta.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. I mean,
so it looks like his friendship with Ira is done.
And then on top of that, like, didn't he something about Wendy? I can't really remember.
Wendy had said that what happened with the deal or something like that.
Oh, that's yeah.
But you know, and that's crazy is because he doesn't know that Wendy took stock on that.
Right. No, he doesn't know that.
But when they go to prosecute this, it's gonna come out.
Oh yeah,
that your wife, the same person who we thought was receiving and the same person who we questioned about a bribe, girl is involved in this whole stock situation. He doesn't even know
she took out that. He doesn't know.
This is the second time she's done something with some money that he don't know about.
And caught right in the middle between her boss.
He doesn't even know yet.
Husband.
Wait till season 3 when he found out she invested in this.
Oh Lord, he gonna be. Oh my God. Oh
yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Did she make a bunch of money because Axe was mad?
Yeah.
Axe was like, y'all didn't ask my permission. He told Mafia that.
Yeah, he was upset about that.
I'm telling you that when this comes out in season 3,
it's gonna be a mess.
So then after that,
he meets with Dollar Bill too. Axe met with Dollar Bill because
I like Dollar Bill.
Yeah, Dollar Bill don't want Axe to go down. He's like, I'll take it. I'll take the rap for it. And Axe like, no.
And then Dollar Bill was like, you're gonna need a CIO.
And
then I can do that. And he's like, I'm not. This is not why I came here.
Right.
I came here to ask you what is it like to go in.
He like, make sure you eat first.
Yeah.
You remember he said, make sure you have a good meal.
Because you remember season 1, Dollar Bill went for insider trading or something like that.
So he basically let him know.
He was like, so tell me what am I in for when they come to get me?
He like, make sure you eat first.
And take a dump.
I forgot that part. He sure did say that.
It was so funny.
Oh my God. But then I'm trying to think what else happened. Like with, as far
then, Taylor had figured it out.
They figured it out.
Yep. Taylor figured it out about how to move the money and all of that stuff.
Then
with the least amount of losses. And then went to Wags like, if you could get in contact with him, you're supposed to give me that information.
Taylor knew, like, this is something that I worked hard on. So I need
right. And she said, excuse me. They said, I don't want to tell you because I don't want it to get mixed up in communication.
Which like, I get.
If you tell one person one thing, then they take it back to the next person, the story starts to change.
Right.
So I want to make sure that I give him the information and it's correct. And then Wags had to hand over the phone.
Yeah.
Because he had given Wags a phone saying,
if you need me, call me on this phone. It's a burner phone or whatever.
Yeah, he was like, I'll call you when I need you. And then so when Wags gave her the phone, he said, just hit redial.
Taylor meets with Axe
at the marina,
and they go over that information, and he makes they the CIO of his company. Them.
Yeah, I said they.
Them. I'm sorry. Them.
Kim just gonna keep calling Taylor they.
I'm sorry because I don't want to offend her. I'm sorry. I don't want to offend Taylor's identity. So them, they meet up and makes them the CIO.
Right. And it was funny because at first Taylor was saying, I know you're going to need a CIO, and Axe was like, well, I kind of want to just do it myself. And Taylor was like, but you're going to need to expend all your energy fighting this.
Yeah.
You don't need to have your hand in both things.
And that's
a great point, because when you got something like that looming, you want to focus all your attention on that. And in this situation, that's kind of what Axe needs to do.
So Taylor is to be trusted with that. So
Taylor was made CIO.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that,
he met with his kids.
That was so sad.
But you know what? Axe was really emotional about that because he mentioned that to Dollar Bill.
Yeah.
Remember, he said, I don't know what I'm going to tell my kids, you know, and, you know, just being a man enough to tell his kids the truth. Because a lot of men nowadays, when they have to go FaceTime or they get arrested, you know, they're quite embarrassed. Real men, actually. You know, real men are like, I don't know how I'm going to tell my kids.
And I don't want them to think what I did was okay.
And I I don't want to lie either. Because he never really lied. He told them the truth. He was like, I'm going to be arrested.
But somebody told him to lie.
Who said
Was it Bach?
I can't remember.
It was either Bach or Dollar Bill. Somebody said just like tell them it'll be okay or something. They didn't say just lie, but they tried to like say almost basically say like sugarcoat it.
He was really honest. He was like, the government is after me, and
they a bunch of liars.
And
then he changed. He said, you know what? Sometimes they tell the truth and sometimes they lie, and what they're saying now is true.
He did say that, and see, that's the good thing about Axe is like he is very honest with his family. You know what I mean? Like he went straight to Lara, like, look, I'm about to be arrested.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you know what to do at this point.
Yeah.
And so, speaking of Lara,
the children were crying.
Yeah, they were crying. And Lara, you know, she did seem quite upset this time around because of the fact that now she doesn't know why he's being arrested. So she's like going around the house trying to get like in that vault thing. That vault was full of like suitcases and stuff
of money.
And
she took a couple to her cousin.
Yeah, she met with her cousin
and said, "We're gonna do this company. I'm investing a ton of money into it.
Yeah.
However, we're putting it in your name."
Yeah. And that makes sense.
It makes sense because at this time she's married to him, and if anything crazy happens,
it's gonna happen to her.
Her finances are affected with his because it's 50-50 and it's all of that. So she was like, you know, so they were taking the suitcases and switching them from her trunk to her cousin's trunk, and it was suitcases full of money.
Yeah.
It was about a good 3 or 4 suitcases.
Yeah.
It had to be millions in them suitcases.
Mm-hmm.
It had to be millions.
It had to be, but she's, you know, she told the boys, like, you know, about talking about Axe.
Yeah.
You know, how what did she say again? She didn't say anything bad about him, but
she was kind of just honest.
Yeah, she was like, he's not coming home, because she thought at that time he had probably been arrested or something, because that was after the feds came in and searched through the house.
Well, we got to get to how the feds came in, though. When the feds came, it was because they had a tap on all of these different phones, and they had tapped her cousin's phone, and she had her cousin's phone, and she was on the phone with Axe, and the feds was like, the feds was like, this is her cousin's phone.
Oh, wow, I missed that part.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, because I know that.
I'm thinking when they switched the money, she took her cousin's phone. So, probably thinking that they wouldn't tap her cousin's phone, but they did. And then he was like, I'm on my way home.
Right. And he wasn't there.
And then when his truck pulled up they assumed that it was him,
but it wasn't
and all
him.
of the cops came
Yep.
and jumped out. What all of they, it was a lot of cops. So it had to be a good 100 of them. And when they pulled up to the truck, it was the Asian guy. I forgot his Ben. I think his name is Ben Kim, I think his name.
Mm-hmm.
I remember him from last season because it was that whole funny episode with the Ethiopian food or something like that. And he was telling them to eat with their hands, and Wags was like, what? Wags went in on him for trying to tell him to eat with his hands. But anyway, that was last season. So, so that was who dropped off the truck, and they thought it was Axe in the truck.
Mm-hmm.
And they all ran up. And that's when they started searching the house. And that's when they took the vault down.
Yep.
They took the door to the vault down. She was like, y'all could have just asked me for the code. I would have given it to y'all.
And it wasn't nothing in
It
there
was
but something
completely empty. It's a little trinket.
Yeah. I'm like, it's just like, it means a lot to us.
Yeah, she said sentimental
value.
I thought that was so funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
I was like, thank God, girl. They got you for everything.
Oh my God.
And they didn't. That's when I was like, you know what? I don't give Lara enough credit. I might like Lara after all.
But you know what? She was very smart.
She's annoyed me a couple episodes with the way she's treated Wendy.
Yeah.
Because I love Wendy.
Yeah.
Kim loves Wendy too.
I do. But and then especially when she did told him about the town.
But I think in a way, just the same way that Chuck is jealous of Wendy and Axe's relationship, I think Lara is jealous too.
Yeah, she is.
It's gotta hurt to see your husband confide more in a therapist after a while, and the therapist is pretty. So then you might start wondering, like,
are they having an affair?
Yeah.
What's their actual relationship?
Emotionally, it kind of looked like an emotional affair.
It does. I can see that. I can see it happening.
He kind of emotionally cheating on his wife. He tell his therapist more than he tell his wife.
Yeah.
It makes sense why she don't really care for her, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It took for this episode. I've only liked Lara in a couple episodes this season.
Yeah.
This one, and when she left him with the helicopter.
This one. Oh yeah.
You made me have to go back and watch that episode.
She took the helicopter.
She left him.
I saw that because he was like, "Damn it!" She left with the helicopter. She left him sitting at the restaurant.
She was mad as hell.
But yeah, I feel for Lara this episode, definitely.
But Lara gets 2 thumbs up for cleaning out that safe.
She sure do, because when she
was like, I would have gave y'all the code.
Right. When she opened it, I'm like, all that money. Watch all that money gonna be still sitting up in there. It was dry.
Nothing.
It was nothing, and she knew.
So Lawrence Boyd did do him a favor. Even though
he warned him.
Lawrence Boyd did screw him over.
Yeah.
To get out.
Yeah.
He still did him the one courtesy of saying, well, you gave me a heads up, so let me give you one. She wouldn't have been able to get that money out of that safe had Lawrence Boyd not did that.
Right. That's true. That's true.
So Lawrence Boyd did do one good thing.
He did.
Even though he the reason he going.
He helped him out in that way.
Because, we found out last episode that Lawrence Boyd was in on the whole thing. He was
in on all
the poisoning and all of that stuff. Because
he's the one that called Axe to tell him about ice juice, basically.
Yes.
And he's like...
But it was Chuck who said, if you do it,
then y'all get you out.
We'll get you out. Yes. Yes.
The crookednism.
Is that a word?
I don't know.
That is definitely not a word.
Crookednism. Chuck.
Made up the word.
He's so crooked, y'all. Like, sometimes Chuck get under my skin. Excuse me.
Yes.
But anywho, I do want to congratulate Kate because she was about to quit.
She was about to quit.
She was about to quit because she like, you giving me these cases. You're not giving me the cases. She basically
we skipped the part though. We skipped when Axe was calling to okay, so Dake is the one who is going to head up the prosecution of Axe.
And Bach
because
knows that.
It's the Eastern District now going to do that or whatever. So Chuck Rose tells Dake, like, you're going to need my help.
Yep. And Dake like, no, I don't want you in it.
And in order for me to help you, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to remove any sign that my father was in on this investment.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to have to remove all of that and make it look like I didn't know that he was using my trust and all of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So Dake is like, no, I'm not doing it. And in the meantime, Chuck gets a visit from Foley's girl. Who
is that girl?
She's the one who's supposed to be cleaning up all of Chuck Rhoades' mess so that he could run for governor.
Right.
So she shows up and she's like, well, what is the problem?
Why didn't you tell me about? She was upset. Like, you should have told me about all of this.
Yes, because now you making me look bad because I put my name up and said that I vouched for you.
I represent you.
I vouched for you, and made it look like you were a good dude and you were telling the truth about everything. But now it looks like you haven't been honest.
Yeah.
And Foley is not here for it.
Nope.
And he was like, and what is Foley gonna do? And she was like, well, he was like, Foley has to honor his commitment or something. And she said, well, if he doesn't believe you, he will basically withdraw that commitment.
Yeah. So Foley is a powerful dude. He's a very powerful guy.
That's when Chuck had to promise to get, I think it was an affidavit or something signed, stating that his father acted on his own and that Chuck knew nothing about it, and that he didn't know he was going to use his trust and all of this stuff. And she was like, okay, well, will your father do that? And he was like, I don't know, I'm working on it.
Right.
Then he had to take the paperwork to his father and ask his father to sign it. And
remember that.
That is when it hit the fan.
Girl.
His father shocked the crap out of me. His dad was like, okay, I'll sign it. And then he was like, but this is the stuff you take for granted.
Yeah.
And then Chuck he said and something about unconditional love. And Chuck was like, oh, this is unconditional love. And he was like, oh, if you don't know that, then I have failed you. And I was like, wow.
That is crazy.
Wow.
When he said that kind of made me.
But he basically saying you ungrateful.
But it's true.
All this stuff I've done for you, you ungrateful.
Like he put his trust because he thought that the ice juice was gonna go somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
But you didn't just sink your money. You sunk my money. To get one person.
Just to get X back. That's all.
And his father was so disappointed. You could just tell in the way he was speaking.
Yeah.
He was so disappointed.
I mean, who wouldn't be though?
Yeah.
He thought that this was an honest company. He put his money into it.
And Chuck sold him on it, knowing
that what his intentions was gonna be.
Yes. You set your own father up to fail.
Girl.
You set your father and your best friend up.
That's drama.
And then risked your kids' future with that trust fund because if something happened to you, that's what they were going to inherit to make sure they're well taken care of.
So, I mean,
but
Chuck wanted to take that risk because he wants to bring X
by any means necessary.
Completely down.
But I mean, look, do the ends always justify the means?
No. You don't.
In this case, it doesn't.
No.
In this case, it doesn't. You sank your whole family.
But he's selfish like that, though.
That was the most selfish, self-centered.
It
made me rethink whether or not I like him. He's been one of my favorite characters since season 1.
It felt like something was up his sleeve when that whole Sandicott thing happened. You know what I mean? I know his father had something to do with it.
I didn't see this coming because when Foley said you got to find some other way to get Axe besides Sandicott, it never crossed my mind that he would do this to his own family.
You wouldn't see it until the very end of that episode, though. Remember? It was like the last 5 minutes. It just broke it down as to what his intentions were.
Right. But that whole Sandicott thing, I wonder what's going to happen to that town and all them people.
I don't know. Let's see that.
Season 3. That's another cliffhanger.
Because now Axe is, going to have this whole case against him now. So what's going to happen with Sandicott? Is he going to leave it to Lara?
And Lara don't care. Lara will take all them people money, especially if you pay them attorney's fees.
Oh, yeah.
Because their money going to be frozen.
Yeah.
Because remember when Dollar Bill went to jail, she had to take his wife all that money?
Yeah. Yeah.
And she took it in like a gift basket, so it looked like she was taking her muffins and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, so then that's when Chuck Sr. was so ticked off. And he basically disowned his son.
Yeah, he did.
He was basically like, I'm done with you. And he was like, he signed the paper that Chuck needed him to sign. Yeah. And then was like, after this, don't talk to me again. And then handed him a folder and said, but before you leave, I want to see you open this.
Mm-hmm.
And what was it? Because see, Chuck Sr., he get everybody followed and watched.
Well, yeah.
And it was the photo of Wendy leaving a hotel with the CEO.
Guy, I can't remember his name, but that was that young guy with the
CEO with the spaceship stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or he's trying to get somebody to walk on Mars or whatever.
Yeah.
And she didn't technically have an affair because remember she had gone to him and said, why not think about seeing other people. And that's when she slept with the guy.
Yeah.
And his dad had the photos of it. But Chuck never knew she did that.
No.
Because she never told him.
Nope.
Because she felt bad because Chuck was saying that he always felt insignificant and all that stuff, that people didn't understand why she was with him and all that stuff. So she didn't want to break his heart, so she never told him.
Never said anything.
She got a lot of stuff she never tells him.
Yeah.
She keeps a lot
of secrets from him.
She didn't tell him about the money, the $5 million last season. Nope. She didn't tell him that she invested in the ice juice stock. She didn't tell him that she slept with this guy at the hotel. No. She
keeps a lot of secrets away from her husband.
You know, for a therapist to be so honest,
her personal life.
I still like her though.
Well, yeah, you're gonna like her. You're gonna like her.
But she keeps a lot of secrets. She keeps a lot of secrets.
Oh,
but anyway, the fact that and then at first I was like, damn, his dad is cold blooded.
Well, no.
But then I thought about it like, you feel like you used me.
Him. And I mean, how would you?
And you screwed me over.
How would you feel if, God forbid, your sister took? You started a company, right? And then your sister, you know, trying to sabotage somebody. You know what I mean?
Trying to get back at somebody else that you would screw me in the process.
Yes.
And because basically, what Chuck Rhoades Jr. did was basically make Ira his best friend, and his father collateral damage.
Yeah. And that's
what the name of this episode should have been, was collateral damage.
You messing with people's money.
Yes.
Ira invested all. So did your father, and even you.
Yep.
And he took that all away just to get.
He should have just called this. They should have called this episode "Collateral Damage" because that's exactly what he made his father, his own father, who had done everything for him.
Yeah.
Because Ash told the truth in some point. Remember when they got into it and they had that big argument? And he was saying like, "You still under your daddy's thumb."
You ain't a man yet. Yeah.
It was kind of true.
Yeah.
Like a lot of where Chuck Rhoades Jr. has gotten in his career because of his father and his father's connection.
Exactly. Now with the
with running for governor.
When he introduced him to Black Jack Foley.
Yep.
So that's who he needs in order to run for governor.
Okay.
So your dad has a lot
to do with where you are.
Yeah, and you just run him over like that.
That showed a whole other side to Chuck Jr.'s character.
Yeah.
Not like the character actor, like character as a person.
Yeah.
Like way past a flawed character. You are like so calculating.
Yeah.
That you would take down your best friend who got you out of the situation with Axe when you were about to be sued and he was really gunning for Axe to help you in a death position and all that stuff. You took down him. He was giving you a deal on the attorney fees.
But he was, remember that? Yeah, but he was helping you.
Child.
And then you just, wow.
It made me look at Chuck totally different. I don't know if he can still be one of my favorite characters.
Well, last episode made me I felt so bad for him because he was crying.
But
on the side of the bed.
And then when he was leaving, he basically, in so many words, told his dad he'd get over it. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he kind of said, like, you'll get over it.
Oh, like, it just makes you.
It just was like, you have absolutely no empathy.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
You sank your father's everything. Mm-hmm. His father gonna go bankrupt behind this. Your best friend who quit his job and sold his share of the company to his partners and all that, he go bankrupt too. And you did it all to get one person.
One person.
One.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
I know.
That left me speechless.
Wow. It's like nothing you can say after that because now it's like, where do we go from here? Like, where does their relationship go? It's basically, is it tarnished? Is it ended?
No, his dad said, I'm done with you.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, like, him and Ira.
Yeah, I think Ira done with him, too.
Yeah.
Ira was like, you watch me get sick. You let me apologize to you.
Yeah.
Remember, Ira had to walk out the room because he was going to throw up.
And his father was like, Rhoades Sr. was like, you did drink it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And
he did say that.
he came into this like, I need your guys' help. This is my company. And blah,
he
blah, blah.
was playing them the whole time. Yeah. You just as bad as the person you trying to take down.
Basically.
If not worse.
Oh, and that was crazy.
I don't know if Axe would put up his friends losing everything unless he knew he was going to be able to get them the money back.
If he was going to
he knew he was going to be able to get them the money back, he would do it.
Yeah.
But Chuck can't give them the money back because he spent his own trust fund.
stupid. That was dumb. That was a dumb.
It makes
move.
I don't know if he can and still be my favorite character.
He's not. He never was one of mine.
He was for me.
I liked how, when he went up to Sandy Cot and was trying to get information on,
Yeah, but he was just doing that to make himself look good for when he running for governor.
Yeah, you know how politicians.
I mean, I know he was self-serving because a lot of people going for that type of stuff.
Oh, they always do that. They always go.
But this was a whole other level of self-serving.
He was on 10.
So then when Dake sent the FBI people to Axe's house, and Ben Kim was the one who was driving the truck, and they couldn't get him.
Yeah,
they realized that Axe had played them, and that he wasn't showing up because he had called and said, "I'm on my way," and they was all sitting on his house waiting. And when Ben pulled up in his truck, they all went in and all that stuff.
Thought it was him.
They thought it was him. That's when Dake ended up feeling stupid.
Yeah,
because he I'm going to look crazy on my first case.
Yeah, that's true.
So now he got to go back to Chuck Rhoades and say, well, what do I do now?
And Chuck is like, we can use Wendy, my wife, as bait.
He also said the price has changed.
Yeah, he did say something about that. Now, what does that mean?
I'm not really sure what he was talking about when he said the price has changed, but he wanted something else done.
He knew that Wendy could be the one.
But then he said you need to get a tap on the wife.
Yeah.
And he was like, we already tapped his wife's phone. He was like, no, not his wife, my wife.
And that's crazy. Now you bringing your wife in it.
Both of them, Lara and Chuck, are jealous of Wendy and Axe's relationship.
They are because
they having an emotional affair.
Well, they do because
that is an emotional affair.
Well, they do because when Wendy and Axe meet up, he basically was apologizing to her.
Yeah.
And, trying to get everything to be started over. Basically I need you to understand I was wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad he did make up with Wendy.
And he apologized for the stuff that happened with the photos last season, which is why he had to give her $5 million.
Right. And I mean, I'm glad that he made that up with her because it was just
and then he was like, I'm going to need your help to get me back from this and to figure out how I made so many horrible decisions.
And I'm glad he was honest with her.
Let's be honest. It was a horrible decision for you to go ahead and poison all of them people just to sink the stock.
Yeah.
Just to get back at one person. Right. They both harmed people to get back at each other. But they both harmed innocent people to get back at one another. Chuck Rhoades harmed people financially.
I was about to say that.
And Axe harmed people physically. I mean, they're not going to die from it, but still. It was still horrible. It was still horrible. But the thing about the lengths that they went to get back at each other.
Right, just to get back at each other.
They should just get married. The tension between them two is just ridiculous. That is what happens when people's egos get so big.
Yep.
That both of them let their egos override their better judgment.
But it just, that whole, I'm glad he made up with Wendy, but I feel like there's a linger with him and Lara.
What do you mean?
He doesn't know what her intentions are now. I don't think she knows.
Oh, because she did go to Bach.
Yeah, she went to Bach and said, what do I do with my assets? And his loyalty is to, Axe regardless.
Yeah.
But he did give her, a little clue.
Oh, yeah, he basically said something like, if they freeze his assets right now, then your assets too.
So that's why she went to her cousin.
Now it made sense later that she had gone to her cousin and did all the stuff with the money. But
what is her intentions? Is she going to?
But he said that if you divorce, it's 50-50, and the government cannot prove that all of the money was received or made through illegal activity. Right. So you will be able to keep some of that money. Now, in my mind, if I'm Lara, it makes sense to divorce my husband.
But that's what I'm saying. Is she go?
The question is not whether or not she's going to divorce him, because if she's really put in that position, she's going to divorce him, and Axe will probably say it's a good idea.
Right.
Otherwise, they're going to seize everything.
Yeah.
However, the question is, would she divorce him and leave him?
That's what I'm saying. Like, is she really done with him? Is she done with this type of lifestyle? Does she want to move forward from here?
Because she's sick of him.
Yeah.
She's sick of him.
Because even,
that's why she left him that whole day.
Right, that last episode, she not even that episode. It was this episode before this past one. But, you know, she left him for a day, took the boys, you know, spent time with them or whatever. And I honestly think she would leave him because I don't know. I think they were trying to be intimate with each other, and she wasn't there mentally.
But that doesn't mean she's no longer in love with him. I'm not saying she's just mad.
I'm not saying she's not in love. It's just what he's doing.
She does seem like she's sick of it.
It's causing problems now because now this the second time around.
Yep.
And now she really trying to get her business off the ground.
But I knew she was sick of him when she said we're not running.
Yeah.
Because last year she was gonna run.
Well, yeah.
They was looking at the contingency plan or whatever it was called. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Last year she was gonna run. So this year, I get what you're saying. She could really be sick of him. Yeah. And when she divorced him, it's not just for the financial part of it. She's divorcing him
emotionally not there. You keep bringing up with Wendy how he's emotionally involved with Wendy.
Yeah.
And she
recognizes he's in love with Wendy. I kind of get the feeling she in love with him too.
Could be. They know. She explained to Taylor. Wendy explained to Taylor, like, we've known each other for a long time and we've grown. And
Wendy talked to Taylor and told her she can do it too.
Yeah. So it's.
Yeah. So anyway, where they were at the they were standing there at the park or wherever they were in front of both.
That was at 9/11. Ground Zero, wasn't they?
Oh, I have no idea.
I think that was at Ground. I'm not sure if they was at Ground Zero or they was somewhere, a memorial or something.
Oh, really?
I think that's where they were at, where they met. I'm not sure.
Oh, is that why she said if you said any other place, I wouldn't have shown up?
It could have been.
Oh, that makes sense.
It could have been Ground Zero because I know.
I was just focused on the fact that I was trying to figure out what time the cops was going to show up.
Because they did. Well, Chuck was in the background, like,
watching the whole thing.
He looked so jealous.
And Connerty was standing there.
Yeah.
And he told Connerty walk away.
Yeah.
Because
he
you're
don't need a witness
in this case.
He don't need a witness.
Yeah, you can't be a witness in the case that you prosecuted. And Connerty didn't know. And that's when he basically said you're going to get the job that you wanted.
Yep.
And tell Kate she gonna be what?
Crim.
Chief of Crim.
A Crim.
So yeah, and then that's when the cops show up to arrest him, and him and her was hugging.
Mm-hmm. That kind of looked like they were involved in something. If you step out of the back, if you're in the background, right,
and that's your spouse,
and you see your spouse hugging your arch enemy,
your arch nemesis, yes.
I mean, what's going on in his head? Then you know that your wife has slept with somebody else too.
As that's his arch enemy, his nemesis, his everything. They can't stand each other.
They can't.
And you know what? I don't blame Chuck and Lara for the way they look at their relationship.
I don't either.
Because it does seem like they in love to me.
Could be.
Now that would be a twist for season 3.
Ooh. Like if
they just both leave their spouse for each other.
Well, I mean, they will only have each other. If Lara leaves, you know what I'm saying, and say,
yeah, but who gonna leave their husband for somebody in prison?
But Chuck
she might do it though.
Yeah,
women do it all the time.
But if Chuck, I don't think Chuck would leave though. He ain't got the. I ain't gonna say balls, but
so then they arrest him.
Yeah,
and she looked so sad.
Yeah.
And you could see the look on Chuck's face. He was like,
oh, he was happy.
I think part of the reason why he hates Axe so much is because she's so close with him.
Yeah. I mean, they have that like you keep saying.
No, but he makes it like his only issue with Axe is because Axe is a criminal.
Right.
But I think deep down, just like Lara has jealousy, so does Chuck. And part of why, a good part of why he want to get back at Axe is because he is jealous of the way that his wife is with him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely.
Because if they got together, they would have a great marriage. Axe and Wendy.
Well, yeah.
They're so compatible.
Then I can't.
They have great chemistry. However, she wouldn't put up with his crap.
No, I was going to say
like Lara does.
No, she wouldn't. Because she was emotional. She confronted him about sanitize. Like, I don't like you taking this. Do you have to do that?
But he doesn't care.
No.
He doesn't care.
So that would be a problem with her, though.
See, I think she would have an issue in a relationship, but he wouldn't. He would be head over heels in love with Wendy.
Probably.
Because it seemed like they already in love to me. Anyway, so then after he is arrested, they leave. He's at the jailhouse.
And
in the jail cell.
Guess who shows up?
Chuck.
Oh, he has to be there. He gotta see him.
Girl.
Oh,
and when he walked in and acts like you're not even supposed to be here.
Right. And Chuck, like,
his reaction was something like, I won't miss this for the world.
Right. He like, I gotta see this. I gotta be here.
I wouldn't miss this for anything.
I have to be here for this.
So they're going back and forth with their conversation. It kind of reminded me of last year when they had that big grow up at the office, but now it's at the jail cell. And then, you know, they was having a back and forth or whatever they were doing.
Yeah.
But the part of the conversation that really got me is when Chuck was getting ready to leave. And he was like, Axe was like, no matter what it takes.
Because this down with me.
And he told him, he said, this was entrapment.
Yeah.
And Chuck said, no, it wasn't entrapment.
He was like, I'm going to figure out why.
Yeah, he said, this wasn't entrapment. I just trapped you.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, this was entrapment and whatever. And that's when he was like, when Chuck was getting ready to leave, he was like, I don't care what it takes.
Yep.
You left something behind. And you know me well enough to know that I will not stop digging until I find it.
Yep. He showed that card.
See, first Axe showed his card.
Yep.
Now, Chuck has shown his.
Oh, and he knows. Oh, and he definitely is going down.
Yes.
He's going down.
Now I want to know, is Dake going to be able to erase every trace? Because you got to think, Axe has friends all up and through Wall Street.
He's not going to be able to erase everything.
How is that even possible?
He's not going to be able to erase
it. It was already public.
Yeah.
It's like erasing everything.
Off your hard drive or something. Like, people can't figure out how to do that.
Yeah.
But you got
off the internet.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll take the internet.
That, you know what I'm saying? Like, but even if he doesn't get it off Wall Street, it's got to be ways where he can figure out his involvement.
Yeah.
Because it's like this was entrapment.
Well, it was.
And then he was like, you set up your father and your best friend to get me?
Right. Oh, my God. Now, Chuck is about to be alone, guys.
I love that part so much. I'm going to watch it again when we done with this.
Yeah.
I love that part. Yeah. It was like, no matter what it takes, no matter what I have to do, no matter how much digging, no matter how long it takes,
he will do it.
I will find it.
Yep.
And then it's kind of crazy because it's like Axe is probably going to go away anyway because what he did was still illegal.
It was. He's going to end up serving time. And I don't think Bach could get him off either.
He got Bach in trouble.
Well, yeah, Bach got in trouble because
what happened was in the meeting with Dake.
Phone.
Bach was in that meeting with Dake.
And he was on the... Axe was listening to the conversation. He said,
and Bach had the phone in his shirt pocket, but with like a handkerchief or something on top.
Yeah.
And he was like, we're not going to do any deals. We're not going to let him. He can't negotiate how he's going to be taken in and all of this stuff. We don't care about how much money he has.
Right.
This isn't what's going to happen.
And then Axe started yelling, well, find me, mother. Yeah, whatever.
And then Bach was like, the shock on his face.
And Dake was like, I can have you disbarred.
Yeah, I'm going to report you. And then he said something like, I'm shitting my pants.
Girl, I'm like, that just gives you chills. It gives you chills.
So, yeah, this whole episode was crazy.
And so, of course, Axe gets out of jail. You know, he's not in there that long.
Yeah, he bonds out, but we don't get to see what happened between him and his family.
He like literally just walks up to the house and then boom, credits, end.
Oh, but before that, Chuck gets home, sees Wendy.
Oh, and they hug. Yeah, and they walk in together.
Even though he knows now that she had sex with the CEO.
But see, that's where we're left with the whole question. Like, is that, you know, are they going to be back together? Is she going to get rid of, well, not rid of him, but is he going to get
it's going to come up. It's going to come up.
But that whole situation with that sleeping with the other guy is going to come up. But I wonder if he's going to bring up about Axe and her. Like, what's been going on with you? Because y'all had a very, very good connection.
And then can I trust you because you didn't tell me you were going to invest in that stock?
Ooh.
So did she make her money back? Because she made a lot of money, didn't she? Because Axe was mad.
I don't know.
So would she have enough money to give his dad his money back?
I don't know. She would probably do that though.
She would. She seems like
a character.
Yeah.
She would probably say, you know what? I feel bad.
But how much money did Ira lose?
He had to lose a lot of money. He had to have lost a lot of money. I don't know. He lost.
But see, I think Ira can sue to get his money back, but the dad can't.
No, his dad can't.
But I think Ira can.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That would be.
Oh, this was a good one.
It was finally a good season
from start to finish.
Not season, but good episode,
start to finish.
But
it was no part that I want to fast forward.
I know.
I was just like,
yeah, you were surprised at what happened with Lara, what she was doing.
When Boyd was knocking at the door, I was like, no.
Oh, when he showed up.
I mean, we already knew he was getting out because of last episode.
But we didn't know he was going to go straight to Axe like, hey, you finna be arrested. I'm doing you a favor
like you did me.
I hold your watch.
When he said, oh.
When he said that, I'm like,
he said it was such like,
Axe.
It was so shady the way he said it.
Instantly, I knew he was like, yeah. I know Axe in his mind was like, he got something to do with it, and I need to figure out why and when I'm going to be arrested.
When Bach and Axe met up at that pool hall, I was surprised that Bach didn't say, dude, why you put me in a messed up situation like that and say something when you knew that phone call, you wasn't even supposed to be on the line.
Right. I would have said something to him, too. I would have confronted him about that. I don't know.
Girl. That was crazy. That was a good one. But anyway... Can't wait for season 3. Please don't make us wait a whole year.
Right. At least let it come out in the fall. I mean, we can do that.
Don't make me wait the whole year for another one.
But if y'all finna come out in January, February, I'm going to be very mad.
I'm going to be so pissed.
Right.
You cannot leave a cliffhanger like this and then make me wait a whole year.
Right. You can't do that because there's no way.
They did that to me on Power. They kidnapped that man kid. Now you
gotta wait a whole year.
Yeah. But now the show coming out in June. I can't wait.
Yeah.
So listen, y'all need to figure out how to bring. Yes, I know you love Shameless.
Shameless actually came on before Billions. Billions. That's how I started watching Billions because my fiance, we would watch Shameless and then Billions would come on right after it.
Yeah. Well, y'all need to bring Billions back again.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Well, anyway, it was a great season finale. It was fantastic. Forget 5 stars, 10 stars. 4 thumbs up.
Right.
It was, yes, that was a good one.
It was.
And I cannot wait to see how he finds. Because he's going to get him.
Oh, yeah.
Axe going to get him.
He's going to come back with a vengeance, and we just need to know what he's going to do.
I'm going to figure out.
And how he going to do it.
I'm going to figure out how you did it.
Mm-hmm.
If it takes everything I have, I'm going to figure out how you did it.
He going to hire Taylor to do it, too.
He going to hire private investigators. He going to be finding enemies, other U.S. attorneys that can't stand Chuck Rhoades, like, pull this information for me.
Girl.
I don't know how he going to do it, but I can't wait to see it. So, anyway, thank y'all for tuning in, listening, whatever. Showtime, y'all did y'all thing with this. Don't make me wait another year, though.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Well, y'all leave a comment below and let us know what y'all thought about season 2 of Billions and also this finale, what y'all thought about it. Cause
it was amazing.
It was a roller coaster.
Loved it.
All right, guys. Be sure to check out our website, writersvlogs.com. And it's with a V, not a B as in boy, a V as in Victor.
Yes.
So make sure you guys check out our site. And we will talk to you guys later.
Thank you.
Bye.
See ya.
Thank you for coming to Writer's Vlogs. In the description box, you'll find
links to our social media,
blog,
and anything else you need to know.
Be sure to rate,
comment,
and subscribe to our channel. Mwah.